The Biden vote fraud is about to implode. In this video, we're going to take a look at how the tide has indeed turned, how the latest developments have the Trump forces now on the offensive, and how we may see the first state flip to Trump as early as this weekend, which will be the first domino to cause all the other states to fall as well. You are not going to want to miss this. Greetings, everyone. Dr. Steve here with you, ready to bring you our latest episode celebrating the inevitable collapse of left-wing globalism and the unstoppable rise of a new conservative age. So if you haven't already done so, you know what to do. Make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. We'd love to have you as a regular part of this channel where each and every day we focus on optimism and encouragement in the midst of all the defeatist fake news nonsense spewed out by the mainstream media. Before we begin, of course, it is Black Friday today. And in addition to all our awesome discounts throughout our merch store, we've got a special announcement. Anyone who buys $150 worth of store-wide discounts, you're going to get a free gift in your cart. You're going to absolutely love it. So if you click on that link below, you'll find that everything in our merch store, all our cool t-shirts, our Release the Kraken t-shirts especially, our mugs, our hats, all kinds of gear, everything is discounted. So it's a perfect time to stock up on your Christmas gifts for the Trump-loving conservatives in your life, and maybe for yourself as well. And again, if you spend $150 or more, you're going to get a free gift sent to you. But I'm not telling you what it is. You got to purchase the discounted merch to find out, so don't wait. You've literally only got hours to take advantage of these crazy discounts and get your free gifts. So click on that link below today and stock up on your discounted nationalist populist gear. You're going to absolutely love it. I got to get mine too. All right, let's dive right in here. Right now, we are looking at nothing less than the Biden vote sham teetering on the brink of collapse. It really is ready to implode. A perfect storm has risen that looks like it's going to completely overwhelm the media-protected fraud that's attempting to rob President Trump of his landslide victory on November 3rd. So here's the perfect storm as we go into the weekend. First, Pennsylvania. Now, I'm sure you all know this by now. We reported on Wednesday as it was happening. The Majority Policy Committee of the Pennsylvania legislature gathered together in Gettysburg to hear eyewitness testimony of voter fraud throughout the state, but particularly in Philadelphia and Montgomery County. Colonel Doug Mastriano is the state senator who spearheaded this. He is the real deal. He's a nationalist populist, huge Trump supporter, and he's the one overseeing all this. Rudy Giuliani and key players in Trump's legal team were there. Trump himself called in, gave an impassioned speech imploring the Republican leaders to stop this steal once and for all, and I am ecstatic to announce that it looks like it worked. The Republicans, the heart and soul Republicans, the deplorable Republicans, it looks like they're taking this to the establishment Republicans in Harrisburg and demanding that they rectify this obvious attempt at stealing an American election. Well, the mainstream media and Fox News ignored this hearing and are frankly mocking it as we speak. It was without question a gigantic success. And it was a success because it effectively galvanized Trump and the Republicans together with the deplorables, the new base of the nationalist populist Republican Party, to stop the steal once and for all. The eyewitness testimonies in that hearing were shocking. I mean, they're frankly shocking. One observer testified how he saw hundreds of thousands of Philadelphia mail-in ballots processed with zero civilian oversight. Another testified that as supervisors, they weren't allowed anywhere near the counting tables. They had no way of determining whether the ballots that were being counted were valid or fraudulent. Here's another one. Again, we talked about this on Wednesday, but it bears repeating. On average, between 1% of mail-in ballots to 3% are rejected in any given election. It tends to be worse for first-time mail-in voters, that they get about a 3% rejection. You want to take a guess as to how many mail-in ballots were rejected in Pennsylvania this year? 0.3%. I mean, on average, 1 to 3% mail-in ballots are thrown out. Pennsylvania rejected 0.3%. I mean, it gets worse in Montgomery County, where all the shenanigans were really going on. This is according to Steve Cortez of Newsmax. There is no record of a single mail-in ballot having been rejected. No mail-in ballots were rejected, which is obvious proof that the ballots were not vetted. The ballots weren't vetted in the least, let alone supervised. And I think the Pennsylvania state legislator, Dean Browning, said it best when he tweeted out, "This Gettysburg hearing sounds like an election from a third world. I can't believe that this is America." And I mean, I gotta say, it's akin to what I was thinking when I was listening to some of this testimony, which you can hear for yourself. Again, you can watch it. Right Side Broadcasting was putting that up there. It's beyond belief the level of corruption and fraud that was perpetrated on the American electoral system. All right, so let's move to Georgia. Trump is going to Georgia on Saturday, tomorrow, to hold a massive rally. And again, just to show you what the mainstream media has become, or always was, but now it just simply doesn't hide it anymore. Look at this headline from the AP. Angry Trump promises rally in battleground state of Georgia. Trump is angry. He's an angry ogre who's trying to save two Republicans in the Senate runoff from the same fate he had. He's angry. In reality, it's being reported by those closest to him. He's far from it. Trump is chomping at the bit to get the hell out of D.C. He wants to connect with the 74+ million voters who voted for him. He wants to hold rallies across the country, and he's starting by coming out to Georgia to fire up the base and pressure the establishment rhino Republicans there to step up and rectify this obviously stolen election. And make no mistake, this rally is going to have a trickle-down effect, maybe a Niagara Falls effect. And it's going to galvanize Republican officials as it galvanizes the deplorables who in turn put pressure on the Republican establishment types. Remember, I've said it a number of times, this is no longer about President Trump. This is now about the very survival of the GOP. This is about the very survival of the Republican Party. 74 million plus deplorables. The establishment Republicans turn their backs on them and on Trump. It is over. A third party will rise up and take the Republican Party out once and for all. This is about the survival of the GOP. So Trump is holding a massive rally in Georgia tomorrow. And this is all going on as the governor of Georgia there and the Republicans in the legislature are beginning a full audit of the votes there. But we have saved the best for last. The first domino to fall looks like it's going to be Wisconsin. And that domino may fall as early as this weekend. But first, make sure you download your free gift just by clicking on the link below. It's called our Fake News Antidote. It's a compilation of about 20 sites that I go to for my news each and every day, all conservative, all celebrating Trump and nationalist populism. Obviously, we need these news resources now more than ever, and you can download your copy of our Fake News Antidote completely free at the link down below in the pinned comment section. You have a ready list of your go-to sites that you'll definitely enjoy every day. It's going to inspire you throughout this entire crazy electoral process, and it's yours absolutely free by clicking on the link below. It is my gift to you. All right, Wisconsin. Today is the final day of the Milwaukee County recount that should be done by today, and Dane County, which has the city of Madison, that audit should be done on Sunday. Now, if you don't know what's going on in Wisconsin, it is really cool. It's really neat. Biden's only up by about 20,000 votes. And what the Republican legislature in Wisconsin did some time back is they made it almost impossible to cheat by mail-in voting. Now, how so, right? Well, Wisconsin doesn't allow mail-in ballots to be sent out without a written request from the voter. The voter has to submit a written request by Wisconsin law in order to receive a mail-in ballot. Now, if a mail-in ballot is cast, but there's no record of a written request, then the ballot by law is tossed out. It's being reported that about 60,000 ballots in Milwaukee County and 40,000 in Dane, where Madison is, are mail-in ballots, absentee ballots that have no request applications connected to them. So this means that they're ready to toss out 100,000 ballots from Wisconsin, which hands the state to Trump by 80,000. Now, here's the key. The Trump team is challenging actually hundreds of thousands of ballots. And the local media is out there saying, we may not be done by the time the electors need to get appointed. The Trump team is contesting every single ballot, and they can't finish the count because the Trump team wants application verification for every single mail-in ballot. The latest report is that there are now about 200,000 contested votes in Wisconsin. If they do in fact wrap up on Sunday, and if those ballots are indeed thrown out, when they are thrown out, Trump will win Wisconsin by 180,000 votes. And if Wisconsin flips, gang, it's over. They're all going to flip. If Wisconsin officials agree to certify the vote with all those ballots tossed up, that's it. The Trump team goes full animal. They're going to go on the full offensive with both the Republican legislators and courts to get all contested ballots thrown out in all of these states. If Wisconsin officials do the right thing and throw out all the illegal ballots, look out. This whole thing, this whole fraudulent charade begins to collapse. It implodes. I think Steve Bannon is absolutely right on this. If one state falls, they all fall. If we have a state that flips like Wisconsin, the Trump team goes full Kraken on Pennsylvania, Michigan, Georgia, Arizona, Nevada. If one state falls, they all fall. And that is when things are really going to explode. Now, before you go, make sure to like this video, comment down below, and subscribe to my channel. And you'll definitely want to check out my latest video. Just posted it the other day on how a Pennsylvania judge has blocked vote certification as eyewitness testimony gives shocking details of voter fraud throughout the state. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure to click on the link, and I will see you over there. God bless.